What's up, everybody? Zach Bellis here from Food, Sex, and Music TV. I am very excited because we're finally going to release a video of an interview that I did with Jimi Haha from the band Jimmie's Chicken Shack, who I am a huge fan of. And we shot this back in February. And the reason that I have not released it until now is because we had an unexpected guest for this interview, in a man dressed in a bear suit dancing behind us in the frame that I couldn't see. And I was optimistic that I would be able to edit all of this out, but it was turning into hours and hours of work that I just don't have the time for, unfortunately. So hopefully it's not too much of a distraction, because the interview is really good. You get a lot of good information out of Jimmie. We talk about 25 years in the music business, the robust and surprising music and art scene that happens in Annapolis, Maryland, which he documents in his quarterly magazine, UpStArt. And we also talk about where you can purchase some of his paintings. That and a lot more. And so I'm very excited to release it. Again, you know, please disregard Rob in the dancing bear suit behind him.
Can you not?
Coasty's getting some exercise.
I know he meant well, but also to that note, I know that Jimmie didn't take it in a disrespectful way, but just know that if you do come on the show, that I'll be more diligent about what's coming around. I hope to have you, and just know that we do take everyone that comes on the show seriously. I was not aware of this dancing bear, and we will take you seriously. We will, as you can see in other interviews, we try to bring at least a little bit of professionalism to what we're doing here. So before we crack into this, I want to thank Smoke BBQ for hooking us up with some food for this broadcast. And we're very excited for you guys to come back to the Cross Street Market in a few months when they reopen. For now, go check them out in Cockeysville at their flagship location. Delicious barbecue, really cool guys, really cool food. Also want to thank Build Productions for helping us shoot and some video in the pictures for this. Thank you guys so much for your help. Make sure that you smash the subscribe button, you hit the likes, you leave us some comments, catch us on the other social networks, Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Podcasts will be coming soon. Thank you guys so much for following this project. And without further ado, let's watch the interview with Jimi Haha. Cheers.
Woohoo, Naptown! You knew Jimmie, right?
I knew Jimmie very well. I have proof. I saved everyone. Every single little ass Jimmie.
I know Jimmie and the boys. Come close to killing them about twice.
We'll make the bed up straight. I always stay out late. I never take you out. Ask what you're all about. I always smell like smoke. Everything's just a joke. I never look at you when you come hear me sing. These are not all of me. Many simple things you can find wrong with me. Once would you tell me, please? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
My first guest is Jimi Haha, aka Jimmy Davies, from the band Jimmie's Chicken Shack, who are celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. He also plays with the band Men the Hollow and with the band Jarflies. He is a painter, and he publishes the quarterly magazine UpStArt, which highlights art happenings in the Annapolis area where he is from. Jimmie,
Yes.
welcome. Thanks for
Glad to
being
be
here,
here.
man.
Made it just in time.
Just in time. You got here right. You got here right on time. I promised everyone that you were going to be late. That this was going to be a very rock and roll affair, but you were perfectly on time, and you made me look bad. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So how are you, man?
Good, man.
25 years.
Yep, we're officially classic rock now.
You guys are about exactly as old as Camden Yards. I think actually they might have 1 year on you. But
Oh, really?
yeah, they were just celebrating 25 years, which tripped me out because I remembered the old stadium.
Oh yeah.
I was like
Memorial
25
Stadium.
years.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, dude, what's that even like?
What's that?
25 years. I mean, just at the same job, with the same business, with the same anything is crazy. But like, to be able to navigate the music business.
It was a blur.
Yeah? Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
It was
yeah.
all just Vicodin and
You know,
I mean, it was the 90s a little bit. So
I think
like,
the key ingredient to sustaining that long is sheer desperation.
yeah.
So,
Back against the wall.
What else?
I don't have a fucking option.
What else am I
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Tim Salt from Clutch used to say, "I'm not rich or dead yet, so until one of those things happen, I gotta keep
Might
doing
as well
it."
keep
Yeah,
rocking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So you guys are gonna be at Frozen Harbor.
Yeah. Our
Okay.
nice big fun show. That'll be fun.
Yeah. You guys got anything else planned for this year for the 25-year Rager? You guys putting out any like specialty?
I mean,
Releases,
our
or-
plan is usually no plan. But,
Yeah.
we did get a new booking agent, so we're starting to play more. We're playing some shows down in South Carolina and Virginia, and so we'll start moving around a little more than we
Cool.
have in the past couple of years. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's awesome. 25 years, that's wild. I mean, I feel like I've been there. I don't know, pretty much since the beginning, almost.
Right?
Like, yeah, it feels like that long in some ways. So you also got Mend the Hollow going on. Would you say that's kind of like your main musical project now, or it balances between the two?
I'd say it's my most current one. I mean, there's no real main one. I mean, Jar Flies plays every once in a while. Mend the Hollow plays every once in a while. Same with Chicken Shack.
Okay.
But Mend the Hollow is kind of my solo type thing. Jim Wirt produced Bring Your Own Stereo, the album with Do Right on it, and he produced like Incubus Science and stuff like that. So I called him up and I told him I wanted to make an acoustic record and just acoustic guitar and vocals, and he was like, "I'll do it. Come up to Cleveland." And then I was like, "Well, since I'm going to be there, maybe I'll get some musicians to come out." So Tom Ginger Wolf came out to play lap steel. Dominic Fragman came out to play drums, and I'd never played music with him, so it was cool. And Jim Wirt played bass, the producer, on half of the songs. So every, I think, even numbered song was those guys playing, and then the guys from Jar Flies, Noel White, Brian Ewald, and Larry Melton flew out, and we did 5 songs live in like 4 hours. And so every odd numbered song is a live track. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a fun record.
Every odd number song is a live track.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
we staggered them, So
And all the people that you had playing on it, these are all Annapolis
Yep.
musicians?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. Because, I mean, Annapolis kind of has this, like, robust music and art scene. I mean, because you can talk on it more than I can, but it has this surprisingly robust music scene.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that Annapolis, Maryland would be, a hotbed for creative activity.
For a small town, yeah, it's always been. I mean,
You grew up there, right?
I grew up in Bowie, and then when I graduated high school, I moved up there when I was 17, and I was in a band 10 Times Big for 5 years, and even back then in the late 80s, there started to be this really cool kind of original scene, but there was a ton of musicians and people that had already had success and kind of, laid the groundwork for music in Annapolis. I mean, Paul Reed Smith built his first guitar above Ram's Head, before it was Ram's Head, and so, there's huge history. I mean, in St. John's, Atlantic Records and Elektra Records, both of those labels were started by guys that went to St. John's. And then in the 90s, when Chicken Shack started, I started Foul Records, and we had a ton of bands coming out of there that were just phenomenal, like The Shit, Underfoot, Baltic Avenue, and then you had, other bands like Laughing Colors were already doing their thing. And so, and I grew up kind of loving the music in Baltimore, like All My Senators, my favorite band ever from Baltimore. But there's such a cool scene. So what's neat about Annapolis is it's equidistant to DC and Baltimore, so you really can get into both scenes and kind of, 10 Times Big is more of a DC kind of a band, and Chicken Shack became more of a Baltimore kind of based band.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. There was a really awesome scene back then in the 90s. And then, I was touring for a while, but I mean, now I think about what's happening today, and there's just so many great bands from that. For a small little town that just...
It's crazy. It
out
really
great
is
music.
crazy.
And I've got friends who have toured all over the country, and they'd come into town and go, "Oh, I see why you stay here," because I'd take them out to see people play. And, you know, you think about the caliber of musicians and bands that are out there today, these younger bands, and there's always something happening at some place in Annapolis where you're going to go in, even if it's an open mic night, and you're going to hear some solid music. So
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, 7 nights a week, 7 nights a week. And you have a strip where you can be like, oh, this, you know, next bar, next bar, next bar, next bar. And there's always somebody good there.
Yeah,
there's always somebody good there. And then the multitude of like venues that have come through there. I mean, you could probably pull back even further than I can. The whiskey, though. God, I miss the whiskey. Shout out real quick, Paul Reed Smith. Just you did bring him up. We love you. Thank you very much for the guitars that you send, and we love Paul Reed Smith guitars. Come sponsor our show.
I played them for many years, and also Nags guitars. Joe worked at Paul Reed Smith for a while. Now he does that on the Eastern Shore and play those guitars too.
What kind of guitar did you bring?
That's a Nags acoustic.
It's one of his.
Joe Nags. Yeah.
Can we pull that out? Can somebody grab that and let's give Annapolis some propers today.
Yeah. So they
because it really does boggle my mind. I mean, like you wouldn't think you'd think like a major city like New York or Chicago or L.A.
Absolutely.
But then we have a lot of friends. They move out west and they move to Colorado and then move back and they're like why'd you come back? You were in San Diego or L.A. or whatever, and they're like, oh, the music scene. It's like. I mean, the music scene wasn't popping in Denver.
And the thing is, there's also an infatuation with the Annapolis music scene. Like big made acts, frequent Annapolis. Like they do, and they are always popping in, and they're not just frequenting like they eat at some restaurant or stay in some hotel or visiting family. They're like stopping in and they're checking out music, and then they're going back to D.C. or Baltimore or wherever. I mean, like Annapolis has a reputable.
I mean, you're 40 minutes, 45. I mean, at 2 in the morning, but with no traffic, like you're realistically 2.5 hours from either city. But
shout out to Annapolis.
Depending on what time of day you're cruising around. All right, cool. So let's look at this guitar.
Oh yeah, sweet acoustic guitar. I beat the hell out of it, but they make their instruments are works of art. I mean, Joe's great. I met him. I worked at Paul Reed Smith in the '80s, and Joe was the head of the Finnish department.
And this is Joe.
Joe Nags.
Joe Nags.
So and so he started that in 2009, I think. So
he's been making guitars since 2009.
There's just a lot of cool music history that's gone on, and when people start to realize it, they get blown away. They're like, I mean, all this stuff comes out of this little town,
Annapolis,
that's known for sailing in the Navy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's always been the dichotomy between the oldest liberal arts college in the country, which is St. John's, and the Naval Academy, and then the transient sailing community, and then you've got this art and music community that's been thick. And I mean, that's another thing. The artwork that comes out of Annapolis it's world class stuff. It's cool to be a fan. You know what I mean? It's easy
you
to
really
be a fan.
are. I mean, you really are. If you follow your Instagram page, which is @real Jimi Haha, that's Jimi like Hendrix, and then haha like haha. You are very, very supportive of the scene. You're always out at shows. You're always popping somebody up on there. I think Dana was on your last.
Dana
post.
Koch.
Yeah, Dana Koch. Yeah.
Yeah, I do it. Open mic night. It's a jar mic night at Metropolitan every Wednesday.
You run that open mic night.
Yeah, and so many good people come through there. Sometimes touring band will be there and somebody will come and sit in, but the caliber of people that play at the open mic, just even open mics in town, it's just easy to be a fan. It's not like it's an effort to promote this stuff. I've kind of always just been a fan of all the music in that town since I moved there. So
they deserve it. Yeah, it's easy when you deserve it. Yeah.
Yep.
And so you do the open mic Monday at Metro.
Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wednesday at
Wednesday.
Metro.
Yep.
Metropolitan Kitchen and Lounge on West Street. Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Come hell or high water.
Yep. I rarely miss one. So.
So what are you really looking forward to with this? I mean, what's the feelings that you're having right now, 25 years later? I mean, are you one of those kind of guys who's like, whatever,
it hurts.
The past is the past. I'm always looking forward, next project, next thing.
I don't know.
Or are you like, that's pretty cool. I managed to survive. I mean, because it's the music business. It's not really much thriving. It's really survival. It's
right, and
it's
under
a
the
war
same,
of attrition.
like you said, under the same flag. Like under the same name, under the same guys for 25 years is not normal.
Have you? Was
You know
it
what I
been
mean?
all
Like-
the same
Oh
members?
no. I'm the only original member.
Okay.
But I mean, but the same brand is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
The brand, to have that brand for 25 years in a place where brands die out, 3 to 5 years,
Right.
and then you just recycle same characters,
Yeah.
same. It's like American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Different script, same exact cast. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, no, 25 years is super impressive.
It's incredible.
It hurts. It hurts
Yeah.
my knees. But I mean, I don't tend to really look forward because if forward might not happen. So I just kind of live in the moment.
There you are.
So it's cool.
Zen,
25
the
years.
zen, the zen of Jimi Haha.
I mean, 25 years, it's cool. So we'll play our show, and it's funny, our drummer, Jerome, he records every single show, and he's like, you want to listen to it? I'm like, no, I don't ever want to listen to it again.
okay.
It happens once, let it float away into the abyss, and be that way. And so I'd never, go relive the past in a sense. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's about
Very cool.
kind of this moment right here.
The power of now. You must be reading
The
Eckhart Tolle.
culmination of all of our lives have brought us to
That
this
see,
moment.
there you go, man.
good stuff.
There you go.
It's
I
good stuff.
recently got him hip to Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now.
Oh, right on.
And that's the idea. Is
the
that
best day of our
I'm
lives.
not worried
right
about
this
that
moment.
show before. I'm not worried about that show tomorrow, but I do the show today.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So let's talk about painting a little bit, because we were talking about the art scene a little bit. You're also a painter.
Yeah, well, I mean, I use different mediums, but yeah, I always have done art since I was a kid, and I kind of thought that's what I was going to do, but then I discovered the guitar and was like, I want girls to like me, and I'm not going to be a quarterback, so
It's always the girls.
might as well play guitar.
It's always the
Skinny
girls.
little dude can play guitar, but I'll sing some songs.
There it
So
is.
that was kind of the motivation. But
All your favorite songs were written just so Jimmy could get laid. There it is.
But it's,
The secret to the success.
So I'd always done it. I always was the art director for all of our album covers. Charles Lawrence, who's in Annapolis at FinArt on West Street, he painted 3 of our album covers, and then I've done some of them as well. But I just always did art. I would always bring art supplies out on the bus, and while you're sitting there in the mundane world of touring, I'd just make artwork.
This is pre-Netflix, and
Yeah,
you didn't have like
pre-internet.
TV on your phone.
Yeah.
You had to actually
Pre-websites.
like write songs and
Right.
like entertain yourself. So that's probably why the songs were better.
There was no
back in the
auto-tune,
day.
yeah.
Yeah. You had to actually be good. Like.
But yeah. So actually, my daughter was born when I turned 40, and I didn't want to tour as much. I wanted to watch her grow up, so I was like, well, I better start. I'm not going to get a job because my resume is like, I can rock people. So I started doing more paintings, and then I got some paintings in Annapolis Collection Gallery on West Street, and Catherine Burke there, she sold quite a few of the paintings, and I did a couple shows here and there, and one at Tsunami, and I just started kind of transitioning into doing a lot more artwork, and then I started working with Jeff Huntington, and we did Jahaha collaborative art, and we did some projects where we work with school kids and stuff, and then, so it's like music and art, always been doing, and then that kind of transitioned to do UpStArt, the magazine.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I'm a fan, so it's easy to be a fan in a town that has that rich, art and culture scene.
Yeah.
So the magazine is basically just that in a concrete form. It's, me yelling from the treetops going,
Look
check
at this.
out. And so, yeah, I'd never done any publishing of a magazine, and people were like, you're crazy, Prince's dead. And I'm like, maybe not. Not if the content's good enough, So,
And speaking of the content of UpStArt, UpStArt is the quarterly magazine. You can find it in Annapolis, most places, right? Yeah. And the content that's in there, I was actually very flattered to find a picture of me in the last quarterly magazine as part of Sophia Macaluso's photography project. A picture of me at the Nextable, which was really cool. That was kind of like, oh shit, I'm in Jimi Haha's magazine. Playing a PRS guitar. Thank you, PRS. But
So, yeah, I
so
mean-
that's cool. How long has that
magazine?
been going on?
I started it in the winter of 2014, so it comes out every 3 months, and we do
So
a
you're the
party.
fourth year.
When each time one comes out, we do a launch party at a different venue. Like March 9th, we're doing our spring launch party at Fido.
Oh, cool.
And Mike McHenry's playing, so that'd be really cool.
Mike McHenry,
Again,
motherfucker.
And then again, there's, I mean, you
God,
can,
dude, he's such
you
a
can throw out so
monster.
many names from Annapolis: Dave Glazier, Dean Rosenthal. Greg Phillips, Starpoint. You know, there's so many things that
He
have
shredded your wedding. Mike McHenry.
oh yeah. I mean, you get Dan Haas. There's so many.
The Brian wedding.
That's the thing. You can just you can close your eyes and throw a spitball, and, you know, and hit somebody. Great. So that's kind of, you know, the magazine is about music. It's about art. It's about food. It's about, but it's not necessarily. We don't never review anything. It's all about the people that do what they do. So like, instead of reviewing an album or reviewing a menu or something, we're talking about the people that actually do this and what motivates them to do it. Because to me, that's a more interesting story. You know, everybody sees these things on the surface, or they see the guy riding his bike with a guitar, but they don't know who he is or what, you know, what his life, what happened in his life to make him do what he does. Whether he's playing in a corner, you know, or whether it's a woman and she's just an amazing chef, and you know, you only see everything on the surface. So this is trying to kind of peel back the layers and just be like, who are these people and why do they do what they do? And it's, you know, it's fun because I get to learn things about people I've known for years.
Yeah.
You know, when I actually read the magazine once it's done, I'm like, oh, cool, I didn't know that, you know. And so that's what it's about. We're actually starting one in Bend, Oregon. My editor and publisher live out there, so we're starting UpStArt Bend in July.
Wow, all the way on the other side of the country.
Yeah,
That's
and,
wild.
and then I'm talking to somebody about maybe doing St. Pete, so down in Florida. So that
Triangulated the entire country there.
I think it'll work. It's a cool, you know, it's a coffee table book. There's not a lot of ads in it. It's mostly content, and it's real high quality paper.
Yeah, it's really, the last one, I don't know if it's
got
every
texture,
single, very
yeah.
textured, yeah.
Yeah,
Really
so
cool.
you know, it's meant for people to keep and collect and hold on to.
I know I have 3 copies. They're all at my mom's house. Otherwise, I'd be like literally. I was just searching for it. I was like literally.
I should have brought
I
one
have
in.
3 copies, and they're all at my mom's house.
But it really is. You know, it's just fun to do. It's in every 3 months. It's like, man, this is cool. And I remember some people going, well, you're gonna run out of stuff. You should slow down on that. You know, you have so much content. I'm like, you obviously don't realize what's here. Like, there's plenty of content in Annapolis. Like, I could go for years and years,
No, it's crazy.
especially 4 magazines a year. But then, it's not just the things that have happened or are happening. It's the things that are going to happen, because there's going to be some new bands coming up this year. There's always new
stuff, yeah.
artwork happening. You know, and we cover child artists. We do some, you know, we'll do features on charitable organizations that do really cool stuff in town. So it tries to hit a little bit of everything. You know, it's art, culture, and life. So
It's beautiful, and it's a really cool magazine. Check it out, UpStArt. And also, if you're out there watching us on the live right now, you might be anywhere part of the country or even in another country, and you probably don't realize, but it is legit. Annapolis does have a very, very robust, I can definitely speak for the music scene, and you got to take this guy's word for the art scene. You wouldn't think of it, but you should check it out. And definitely probably between all 3 of us, we've been to every single city in this country.
yeah,
And we can speak very confidently that it's, again, surprised the hell out of me. I'm from the Virginia side of DC, so Maryland can suck a dick.
Feelings mutual. Feelings mutual. I didn't know.
You
Now I know
guys
why I
get
was
in the
brought here.
left-hand lane and then just sit there like it's like cruise time
See,
or
Jimmy,
some shit.
we were brought here to be
So,
roasted. We were not here for
Hey,
what we
look,
thought we were here for.
Where are we right now? We're at my house in
Maryland.
beautiful Baltimore,
beautiful
Maryland,
downtown
where I pay a
South
lot of money
Baltimore.
for car insurance now. But anyways, that's not part of the thing. But
I will
yeah.
say, if they do want to see what's up in Annapolis through the magazine, they can go to it's UpStArt-Annapolis.com, and there's an actual virtual flip book. You click on it.
Oh,
and it's
awesome.
a virtual flip book, so you can see every story, every ad. But then we also have an archive on the website, so you can read every past issue.
all there for free.
Yeah, it's all
amazing.
up online,
And that's UpStArt.Annapolis.
UpStArt-Annapolis.com.
UpStArt-Annapolis.com.
Yeah.
I'll put the link in the video that's going to go up on YouTube. Right now, we're shooting a whole other video that's not going to be the live video. We're going to cut it up and make it look nice, and put it on the YouTube page, on the Food Sex Music page, and all the links for Jimmie will be there. If somebody wanted to check out some of your paintings, and maybe make a purchase of one of those.
Just JimmieHaha.com. It's JIMIHAHA.com.
That's where you do it. Okay.
Yeah, and I
do
have
you
some
have
of
them up
there.
around town? I'm guessing in coffee shops, maybe. It's
so
like usually a thing, right?
FinArt is 214 West Street,
214
and it's in the Arts District, and it's a group gallery that Charles Lawrence started. He used to be here in Fells Point for years, and so it's a group gallery with 11 artists, and I have a couple paintings up there right now, but also it's a place where if you go, sometimes there's people playing music in there.
Yeah.
There's if somebody is there and it's open, because we keep artist hours, but usually there's somebody creating a painting or doing some pottery or something, and so it's a cool little spot. And
that's Fin Art.
yep, and then I might have a couple paintings right now up at Annapolis Collection Gallery, which is on West Street as well.
Best spot though, jimmyhaha.com.
Yeah,
and that probably is best for keeping up with you in general, right?
Yeah, I tend to be lazy putting like newer paintings up. It's got a lot of older paintings, but there's some things up there.
Do you find that you're using Instagram more these days, Facebook more, or how if somebody wanted to keep?
I'm old, so I'm
Keep track
Facebook
of you.
more.
Okay,
I mean, I do Instagram once in a while, and it links to my Facebook page, but Facebook is kind of just. I guess
hub,
I'm just
yeah.
used to it. I don't do MySpace anymore, so.
I know.
Hey,
But yeah, I mean.
Now the MySpace days.
who was it
kinda
that bought it and
spent
tried to
on
bring
there.
it back?
Justin Timberlake.
Right.
JT,
Listen,
yeah.
I remember, what was it, like 2-3 years ago? I was like, man, get back on your MySpaces. I logged back in and I've never been back.
Never
It's funny because I forgot all my passwords, so I tried to log in to grab some of the music that I'd put up in this other project, and I was like, I don't remember. Like, I don't have any idea.
And you probably don't even have the email that you used to have. For that guy.
No, you made up a
I had
bunch
the
of
same
emails,
problem
yeah.
too. I had to guess. I luckily guessed right in and got in, and I was able to change all those things once I was in there. But like I said, I haven't been back.
Yeah,
So.
and I need less stuff to stare at anyway. So, but I mean, I'll put stuff up on Instagram, but mostly just Facebook.
Instagram and
stuff.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
25 years, man.
25
Dude,
years.
thank you so much for coming, man.
Right on. Yeah, we got some old people coming out too. A couple of the older guys that played in the band might pop up and play a song or two. So.
Surprises. 25 years of surprises. Whatever he feels like doing in the moment, though. No plans. Just going to come to him in the moment. And we'll see.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?